Hello folks, welcome back. I know I promised you on Saturday that I would give you an update on what I've been getting up to at the allotment. I've had a busy week, and although it has been on my mind every day, I've sat and thought what I wanted to say and how I was going to update you all, and I just couldn't find the words. But seeing as I'm going to be recording another one soon, I really needed to get this video done and posted so that it wasn't taking up space on my phone. So here we go. This is last week's update on the allotment. Now, I've only had the place for a couple of weeks, and so it's still very early days. But what you can see me in at the moment is my large polytunnel. And it has two sides with a path running up it that I'm currently standing on. Everything on the two sides was covered with polythene, so the ground was pretty much ready to sow into. I literally had to move some stuff around and uncover the land so that I could start sowing into it. Now, yes, this video is sped up. When I was down at the allotment on Thursday, I actually was there for about three and a half hours. I did a lot of hard graft. My phone actually died after about an hour and a half's worth of recording. So I've literally crammed all of my footage into this short video. But what you can see me doing here is creating rows in the ground and starting to sow the seeds. Now, what I'm planting at the point that you can see me here is cucumbers. I've actually sown 4 different types of cucumbers into the ground. Now, the seeds that I'm using for the majority of the polytunnel are actually last year's seeds, so they should have been planted last year. So I'm absolutely over sowing and winging what I'm doing, basically. I'm over sowing. I'm using up all of the seeds that I've got because I know that the chances of them all germinating are highly unlikely. So with all of these that you see me planting, I'm putting in way more than you normally would if you were sowing. After the cucumbers, I sowed 4 different types of tomato plants as well. Now, the idea is I'm putting in as much as I can into the ground in the hopes that even maybe half of it germinates and half of it grows. If a lot more does somehow miraculously germinate, then I'll basically thin them out as they get a bit bigger. So the hope is that we will have lots of plants coming up. Now, the cucumbers are going to be interesting because the ones at the back I can absolutely get to grow up a wire trellis thing that I have at the back. The ones in front, I'm not sure. It's going to be a bit of an experiment, as is this whole experience with the allotment. It's the first time I've had an allotment. I have grown in my back garden, but on a much smaller scale. So I'm definitely learning how to do things, how to support things. I might have to take down some bamboo sticks. I might have to try and wing some other kind of support system for the cucumbers. The tomatoes, however, should be absolutely fine. The tomatoes that I've grown in my garden before were okay with just bamboo sticks. So I'll take some of those down there once the plants are sort of fully grown or getting a lot bigger, so that I can support them and help them grow. Beyond the tomato plants, what did I plant next? Ah, yes, at the end of where you'll see me at the moment, at the very end of that bay, I actually planted some red onions and some shallots. Now, shallots don't take up very much space. To be honest, normal onions don't take up a huge amount of space. So the little square that I had left after planting the cucumbers and tomatoes is now full of onions. Once I had finished working my way down all of here, you'll see that I've put in little markers so that I remember which ones I've planted where, and the little red markers are actually the points between where the cucumbers are and the tomatoes are. As you can see, pretty knackered by this point, and I was only like halfway done in the polytunnel. So on the opposite side, I decided that I was going to put in all of my brassicas. I put in, I think the first things that I did at the far end was actually 5 different types of carrots, which is a lot. And it's going to be basically a big jumble of various carrots. These are one of the carrot seeds that I'm showing you here. I know you can't see the labels. But yeah, the 5 different types of carrots that go into the ground. Some of them are full-size ones. Some of them are just like small chantenay carrots. So hopefully I'll get a nice little combination of different ones coming up. Beyond the carrots, I then went on to plant some mixed lettuce leaves. I'm kind of annoyed at myself because I filled a small patch with the mixed lettuce leaves, which are ones that you just kind of pull up as you need, and they don't grow in like the big balls of lettuce. They're just like small plants that you just pluck leaves off of as and when you want them for your salads and things, which is really cool, which means there's no real wastage. However, I had actually ordered a packet of normal lettuce as well, which I meant to take down and didn't, and I completely forgot that I had them. So I'm going to have to try and find some space for those elsewhere, because there's no more ground in the polytunnel for growing into now. But there will be more lettuce that will probably go into the greenhouse, into pots. After the mixed leaf lettuce, I planted some pointy cabbage. Now again, I've ordered some Savoy cabbage because Savoy is my favourite cabbage, but I didn't have them when I was doing this last week. So again, I'm going to find some more space elsewhere, so there'll be more cabbage coming up as well. And also, beyond the pointy cabbage, I put in some calabrese or broccoli, and some purple sprouting broccoli. Now again, they grow quite big, but they are fairly chunky, sturdy plants, so they shouldn't really need much in the way of support. If they do get a little bit wobbly, then I'll give them some extra support. But in my experience, when I've grown cabbages and broccoli and stuff at home, they've been firm enough on their own to not need that additional support. The other things that I've ordered along with the Savoy cabbage are, let me think, my brain's gone numb. No, can't think, completely forgotten what else I ordered. Oh, I ordered some red cabbage as well, that's what it was, some red cabbage and some Savoy cabbage. There was a third one, I can't think off the top of my head what it was. But anyway, as you can see, I'm working my butt off here, lots of bending, but I'm really hoping it's going to be worth it. I'm hoping to get back down to the allotment again this week, so I will give you some more updates. I'll let you know if anything's growing, and I'll let you know what's happening with the other seeds that haven't arrived yet that will be going into the greenhouse.